Hello friends, welcome back. This is Himanshu Verma. Till now we have studied how to calculate reflection coefficient at load end, reflection coefficient at any distance small l from the load end, input impedance and VSWR for a given normalized load impedance by using Smith chart. But sometimes instead of giving normalized load impedance, we are given normalized load admittance. Normalized load admittance are given whenever there are parallel connections in transmission line. So now we learn how to calculate reflection coefficient, input impedance and VSWR when normalized load admittance is given and we want to calculate these quantities by using Smith chart. So first of all, we see what happen when we convert a normalized load impedance expression in terms of normalized load admittance expression. For this we take gamma L is equal to ZL bar minus 1 divided by ZL bar plus 1. Now as we know, normalized load admittance represented by YL bar is equal to inverse of normalized load impedance, that is 1 upon ZL bar. From here ZL bar is equal to 1 upon YL bar. So we put 1 upon YL bar in the place of ZL bar, and after solving we get gamma L is equal to minus YL bar minus 1 divided by YL bar plus 1. So what we are observing here, if YL bar is given, then to calculate gamma L, just replace ZL bar with YL bar and put a negative sign. What does it mean? If ZL bar and YL bar values are same, then magnitude wise the value of gamma L will also be same. So now if I compare these two equations, then there are mainly two differences. First one is ZL bar is replaced by YL bar. It means as we represented ZL bar is equal to R plus JX, now we represent YL bar is equal to Y plus JB. Now in our previous discussions, we represented constant R and constant X circles on Smith chart. But now as ZL bar is replaced by YL bar and YL bar is equal to Y plus JB, that's why those constant R circles will be represented by constant Y circles and those constant X circles will be represented by constant B circles. Smith chart will remain same, only the name of the circles will be changed. And now obviously the intersection point of constant Y circle and constant B circle will define any normalized admittance. Now second difference between these two equations is this negative sign. Due to this negative sign, 180 degree rotation takes place in the Smith chart. Now instead of rotating Smith chart by 180 degree, we rotate the coordinate system by 180 degree. And due to this rotation, positive U axis becomes negative U axis, negative U axis becomes positive U axis, and similarly positive V becomes negative V and negative V becomes positive V axis. Therefore, if normalized load admittance is given instead of normalized load impedance, then we are likely to make these changes in Smith chart. What are the changes? The changes are constant R circles can be named as constant Y circles, constant X circles can be named as constant B circles, plus U axis can be named as minus U axis and vice versa, plus V axis can be named as minus V axis and vice versa. And therefore, the manufacturer of the Smith chart does not represent whether it is R, X, Y or B circles. He just write the values of the different circles. And he does not represent axis also. We can write axis according to our requirement. Now if normalized load admittance is given, then our Smith chart will look like this. In this, all circles are absolutely same as they were in normalized load impedance case, except the name of the circles has been changed and the name of the axis has been changed. The name of the circles are changed because ZL bar is replaced by YL bar and axis name is changed due to this negative sign because it provided 180 degree rotation. Now we understand this by taking an example. Suppose the given admittance is 0.65 plus J1.40 and we are to calculate what is the value of reflection coefficient at load end, what is the value of reflection coefficient at any distance small l from the load end, input admittance from any small distance from the load end and VSWR. If we solve this, our first duty is to mark this normalized load admittance in the Smith chart. As this circle is Y is equal to 0, this circle is Y is equal to 1. So Y is equal to 0.65 circle will be in this region. Suppose this is Y is equal to 0.65 circle. Now we find B is equal to 1.4 circle. As this is B is equal to 1 circle, and this point is correspond to B is equal to infinity circle. So B is equal to 1.4 circle will be somewhere in this region. Suppose this is B is equal to 1.40 circle. Now intersection point of these two circles will represent normalized load admittance YL bar is equal to 0.65 plus J 1.40. Now if we want to calculate reflection coefficient at load end, then just read the graphical parameters correspond to this point. In our case, the parameters correspond to this point. On vertical axis it is 0.6 and on horizontal axis this is 0.3. Now as this axis is correspond to minus U axis and this axis is correspond to minus V axis. Therefore, gamma L is equal to minus 0.3 minus J 0.6. Now if we need to calculate reflection coefficient at any location small l from the load end, then just make a 2 beta L rotation in clockwise direction. Why clockwise? Because we are moving away from the load. Now to make this rotation, first draw a circle with vector gamma L and now move on the periphery of circle by a angle 2 beta L. So this point is correspond to reflection coefficient at any location small l from the load end. Obviously, if we write reflection coefficient at load end in magnitude angle form, then magnitude of this is 0.5 and angle is 243 degree. Why 243? Because here both U and V are negative, that's why it lies in third quadrant, and in third quadrant the angle would be 180 degree plus tan inverse 0.6 upon 0.3 and tan inverse 2 value is 63 degree. Therefore 180 plus 63 is equal to 243. Now if we have moved an angle of 2 beta L in clockwise direction, then this left angle is 63 minus 2 beta L. But now because positive and negative axes are interchanged, that's why in actual practice the both coordinate correspond to this point are negative and therefore this point lies in third quadrant. So the exact angle will be 180 degree plus 63 minus 2 beta L. So net angle would be 243 minus 2 beta L. It may feel confusing for some students. So for them, you just read the coordinates correspond to this point and that value will be value of reflection coefficient at any distance small l from the load. Now if we want to calculate input admittance from the same location, then just find what is the constant Y circle and constant B circle passing from this point. On Smith chart, as all circles are available, then we can easily find those circles, and according to value of those circles we can write normalized load admittance, and that normalized load admittance is correspond to input admittance from that location, which is at a distance small l from the load. Now if we want to calculate VSWR, then move on this circle and come on real axis, and from this point one constant Y circle will be passing. So note down the Y circle value and that value will be actual value of VSWR. This value can also be called Y max value because on constant VSWR circle, this is the point where Y circle value is maximum. We can find VSWR by using that point where Y circle value is minimum, and that point is this. If we find constant Y circle passing from this point, then VSWR will be inverse of that value, means VSWR will be equal to 1 upon Y minimum. And what is the value of Y minimum? Y minimum is the value of constant Y circle which is passing from this point. So in this way we can find all parameters if we are given normalized admittance instead of normalized impedance. So friends, this was all about Smith chart. We stop here. In the next lecture, we will learn some impedance matching techniques. Please like and share the video and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.